What's good, guys? Welcome back to episode number 11 today of the career mode. And as we kickstart this off, showing you the Premier League Player of the Month shortlist for April, we have two players in there, Ryan Sessegnon and also Pascal Gross as well. So both of them in with a shout. I don't believe we actually won the Player of the Month though, because it was voted, and I believe in the end, I don't think I actually showed you this, but it was Jamie Vardy who won it. He did score a screamer against us, against Leicester, when we faced them a few episodes ago, or maybe last episode in that one. But we kickstart the episode itself off in the same position that I showed you at the back end of last episode. We spoke very, very heavily about how the league table currently looked, what we needed and all of that stuff. I have also gone ahead and taken a look at your comments, and there was one in particular where one of you left it. I, of course, thought that the Carabao Cup winner didn't get themselves into the Europa League. I was wrong. They do, but they have to go through a qualifying round itself. So if you know, you're looking at it this way, if Liverpool don't finish in the top 5, they will get themselves in courtesy of a qualification round. So thank you for that comment, because it made me go look at the things again. And of course, that now means that as this video is titled, it's going to have to be 5th or bust for us, basically, if we want Europa League football. So we're going to have to try and get ourselves into the top 5 this season. I also wanted to mention as well, I've been seeing various comments regarding a player called Percy Tau. I believe he's at Brighton in real life, but unfortunately in the game he's actually not here. He belongs to AC Milan, so I don't know if I'll make a move for him or not in the upcoming window. So a few of you people wondered where he was, if we could recall him from a loan or something. Well, actually that's not the case. He doesn't actually belong to us. He's at AC Milan. I'm not sure if that's because the build of the game was released before he actually joined Brighton or anything like that. But all I know is that when I searched for him on the transfer market, he is currently playing for AC Milan. So yeah, another one. That's not the only player actually that I've seen, in which case where they're not actually at the club, which I thought they should be at. But that's it regarding him. This first game, by the way, against Chelsea, I was so upset with the way this one panned out. Obviously, we need to win our games as we can because it's incredibly close, and I don't want us to drop out of European football entirely, because after all we've worked for this season, I think that would be an injustice for us. We went 1-0 down eventually to a Rodrigo strike early on, a really nice move from Chelsea, not a lot I could have done to stop it, and it was just a good strike in the end. But then we got ourselves back on level terms. Ali Razor with a header coming inside Chelsea's penalty area, really good header at that as well, beating Kepa and making the score 1-1. So I was feeling pretty confident at Stamford Bridge that we were going to get a result. And Chelsea at this point were actually within the top 10, but not quite high up. So largely, I was feeling very, very good and very confident about this one. They've got Gareth Bale on one wing, Eden Hazard on the other. So this is going to be tough to keep them out. But when we're doing stuff like this, I mean, it doesn't matter who they have on the wings, because if we're doing that at any team, they're going to score it. And I was so angry with this one, because if you actually look at this back, this is the one time where I haven't done something stupid. Normally, in the past, I would have just tried to play this out of the back and lost the ball and conceded. This time, I decided I was just going to smash this out with the goalkeeper and just clear my lines. And he didn't even get the ball off the floor. It hits my own player, bounces straight to an unmarked Kante, and he puts Chelsea 2-1 in front. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I was very angry after that goal went in. And it affected the way we played. It affected the way that we set the team up and how disciplined we were. You know, we had to come back again from another goal down in order to try and get ourselves back on level terms. So much so that we allowed them their third chance. Gareth Bale, setting himself up on the right-hand side, wins a header to make it 3-1. And at this point, I don't want to be honest, but I actually kind of gave up. I was like, it's just not going to be our day, really. As Charlotto sends through Davy Proper, it's a really weak finish. We've got to do better than that. And Kepa, it's an easy save for him. So to end the game off there, guys, with 15 minutes to play, Rodrigo, he got the ball through to Hazard. He drives forward. It's a good save in the end from Matty Ryan, but the game was done. Like, after that first half, the way we conceded the goals that we did, I just had pretty much given up on the victory or even a point here. We fought back once. We weren't going to do it again. Chelsea are very organised. We couldn't really create any chances, and just the way the second goal went in against N'Golo Kante, I was fuming. Absolutely fuming. So made my decision after that game. I know I've spoke about this before. Matty Ryan, I've said to you guys, he doesn't play terribly bad, but he does make mistakes. I made the decision that he would now be dropped for the foreseeable future, and a youth academy player in the form of Brown would make his first appearance for the club. Yet to start a professional game for Brighton and Hove Albion, but he's going to make his start here against Spurs at New White Hart Lane. So a 3-1 defeat against Chelsea to kickstart the episode off today means that we actually fell now to 5th place going into the game against Spurs. I believe, anyways. Yes, it was. So you can see how close it really is. It's a matter of points as to whether or not we're going to get European football this season or not. Because one defeat and one win for the teams below us literally can move us from like 5th to 8th. It's that close. And obviously 5th is guaranteed Europa League. 6th is depending on results in the FA Cup. 7th, we already know who's going to have that. It doesn't matter because Liverpool won it. So if they don't finish in the top 5, they're going to get through the qualifying round. So it's basically 5th or bust, as I said. So going into game, we had to bounce back. We had to at least pick up something here from New White Hart Lane, which I wasn't totally confident in. We hit the post early on. Anthony Knockaert with it. And I was, again, pretty angry at the fact that we started off so well, but didn't have anything to show for it, as Locadia then goes close with a shot there. And then another mistake made by us here. 18 minutes on the clock. Disaster. Absolute disaster. We gave the ball away so cheaply. Heung-min Son back stick. Charlotto sliding in. Gets absolutely nowhere near him. And it's a Tottenham penalty kick. Now, I'm going to show you it from a different angle in a minute. And you'll understand where the mistake was made. And why I was, again, pretty angry. But this time, I didn't let it get to me. Against Chelsea, I lost my head a little bit. We didn't stay disciplined. The game got out of our hand. If Brown could have saved this, he would have made himself an instant hero. Sadly, he didn't, but he didn't really have too much of a chance there. Harry Kane, we all know, is an unbelievable penalty kick taker. But as I show you this replay, guys, this is my problem. Look where I'm directing this pass, okay? I'm not directing this to where it actually goes. I understand the player wasn't there, but I tried to play this pass into the space. You can see it right now to set ourselves moving forward. And for some reason, it didn't go to where I was hoping it was going to go. Now, I understand that it locked onto the player, so that's probably why it didn't do it. But even so, that wasn't where I directed it. You know, it just feels like sometimes the passing is a little bit inconsistent. And so we found ourselves a goal to 0 down. Having already hit the woodwork once, we drove forward with Izquierdo to find Pascal Gross, who hit the woodwork for a second time in the game. And that is the point where, against Chelsea, I'd given up. This time, I was determined to not let it get to us. Anthony Knockaert delivering one in. Izquierdo, that shot was never going on target, but at least he wins as a corner, which we end up taking with Dale Stephens, putting it into the mixer, and Pascal Gross this time gets us back on level terms. Fully deserved that. Not going to lie to you guys. Tottenham, who may well go on to win the Premier League this season, they were the worst side here. We battered them in that first half, and quite honestly, I don't know how we were 1-0 down. So, to get ourselves back on level terms, and it was Pascal Gross who got the goal, I was buzzing. Genuinely buzzing there. Trippier, not sure what on earth is going on, why he stepped out the way of that. Again, I have no idea what's wrong with this game sometimes. The goalkeepers feel so inconsistent as well defensively. 1 minute they're unbelievable. The second minute they're ducking out of headers. But I wasn't going to complain because it put us back on level terms and we deserve that. Harry Kane, though, having an effort goalwards, which Brown was equal to. It's his first save in Brighton colours, and I'm glad he was able to make it as we continue on with the highlights. And in towards the last few minutes of the game, Ali Reza drove forward, found Ollie Watkins, who laid it off to Anthony Knockaert, who, after we took our time, was able to slot home and make it Brighton 2, Spurs 1. Just how important could that goal be to our Europa League hopes and aspirations? Even more importantly, potentially even Champions League aspirations. But oh my goodness me, in times gone by, we'd have missed that. One-on-one, you guys know finishing-wise, we haven't got it on the lockdown, but at least this time, we took our time and were able to take it with Knockaert and score to make it 2-1 and defeat Spurs as well. And it's going to be a damper on them. They're trying to get themselves a Premier League title. Manchester United are still within mathematical points in order to be able to actually chase down Spurs. So this one is a big defeat for them. But my goodness me, how big a win is this for us? Coming back from a goal to 0 down. You look back to last game against Chelsea. We gave up. We shouldn't have given up. I apologise for that. I was just in that mindset of it's not going our way. Nothing's going to go our way. We could have easily crumbled here against Spurs as well. Going 1-0 down to a Harry Kane penalty after a mistake was made. But no, we fought back. We got ourselves back on level terms after hitting the woodwork twice. Then Pascal Gross puts us back on level terms. 90th minute, up steps Anthony Knockaert. He makes the score 2-1. And we thoroughly deserved what we got from that game. As I said to you guys, we were the better side. And if we were to end up losing that one, I'd have felt so hard done by. As that stood, that moved us back up into third place. You can see, literally a win later, we're back up into third. And it looks like it's going to be a very, very hotly contested last few games. Obviously, guys, we have one more to come. And then 4 games for the next episode to end off the season itself. We have a game coming up the Amex here against Bournemouth. And this is one of the games that we have to win. We've got a tough couple of fixtures coming up. So this one is one that I feel we have to win to pretty much help us secure that. If we do win it, and depending on results elsewhere, we could be 6 points away from 6th place, which would be obviously very beneficial because it means we can drop some points here and there and still have a solid time of things. We do have to play Arsenal still. They're in at least, I think, the top 10. They still have a ridiculous side as well, even if they're not performing this season, so anything is possible there. We still also have to play Manchester City as well, who are also in 4th place. So looking at those types of games, I feel like we have to win this one here against Bournemouth. Jermaine Defoe up front for them, player to watch apparently. 36 years young. Still banging him in for fun as well as Jermaine Defoe. Got a lot of time for him. Of course, Brown starts in goal. No place for Matty Ryan again. Still dropped for this one after the first game of the episode against Chelsea. But it was actually a horrific start to the game here at the Amex. Ezequiel Charlotto, not a clue what he's trying to do here. He's just running backwards. It's a shame actually that Montoya's still out injured because there's not really a discipline we can have for Charlotto if he does stuff like this. We do have another right back, but I just don't fancy playing him. He's 73 rated, quite old as well. Again, for the second time in as many games, Brown's going to face a penalty. This time, didn't actually have to make the save because Jermaine Defoe put it against the post and wide. So Bournemouth missing the opportunity to go 1-0 in front. From there, we started to dominate the game. Pascal Gross, the goal scorer of the equaliser against Spurs, decided he'd have a shot there, which was well saved. And then into the second half, Izquierdo found Phil Foden. Great footwork from Phil there, actually, to get the ball off to Stevens. He found Pascal Gross, who had a second long shot, and this one went golden. Brighton 1, Bournemouth 0. And this guy is just as important to our cause as is the likes of Knockhart's goal last time against Spurs. He got the equaliser against them. He's got the opener here against Bournemouth. And my goodness me, these two games, I think against Spurs and Bournemouth, after losing the game against Chelsea the way we did in the opening game, showed a lot of character. It really, really did. You know, you've got to take a step back and just kind of evaluate things, and this one could have gone totally different. After that loss against Chelsea earlier, we could have gone on to lose against Spurs, then potentially even drawn this one, or worse, lost it against Bournemouth at home. But no, we dug deep, we got ourselves in front, we got our just reward, and we kept going as well. Dale Stevens finding Izquierdo down the left-hand side. We were on defensive at this point, but it didn't matter because his cross was great, and Anthony Knockhart met it at the back stick to make it Brighton 2, Bournemouth 0. The same two goal scorers against Spurs struck again here at the Amex, and it was us in pole position now to at least secure Europa League football. I'm saying that now. I'm going to jinx it. We have 4 games, like I said, to come next episode. This win here, depending on results elsewhere, will put us 6 points clear. So arguably we can lose 2 games and still potentially get it. So we are in pole position, but I don't want to jinx too much. We've still got to work out and then still actually get results next episode out. Izquierdo, though, looking for number 3, driving in towards the area. Gets his shot away. Was actually taken out in the process, though, so the penalty is given by the referee. But you guys know what's to come. I am absolutely horrendous when it comes to spot kicks in FIFA. And so, when we were to take it, we gave it to Jurgen Locadia. He would step up against Asmir Begovic. It's a penalty kick from Adam Smith. It's a really poor challenge. He just basically had to get it last ditch effectively. And Lewis Cook came off, on came Gosling. As I said, though, Locadia stepped up, went to the left of myself. And unfortunately, Begovic was equal to the spot kick as well. It largely didn't matter, though, because obviously we were already winning 2-0 and we'd already got the result secured. So, full-time whistle went here at the Amex. A 2-0 win for Brighton does, in fact, put us 6 points clear because I can confirm Everton didn't win their game, I don't believe. They lost it, and they were the team in 6th. So that does put us 6 points clear of them in 6th place. So, of course, 5th or bust is the title. And we need to finish it ourselves in that 5th place spot come next episode. Obviously, I'll have all 4 games for you guys next time out, which I'm hoping to get out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely the day after that. And we will, of course, finish off Season 1 here with, hopefully, Europa League football. Full time at the Amex, the victory secured. And we'll take another look at the league table just before we end the episode off. But if you have enjoyed it, guys, I'd appreciate a like rating. As always, thank you for all of your continued support on the channel. It's been crazy as of late. Massive influx of new people to the channel. So if you are new around here and like what you see, that subscribe button is down below. You can click that and follow me on the channel. Alongside that is a notification bell. So if you don't want to miss the next episode in the series, hit that notification bell alongside it as well. So that's the table. As I said, Bournemouth were lower down, so I felt we had to win that one. We've got Wolves coming up next. Then I believe we face Arsenal before we then take on... Who is the next game? I don't know, but Man City is the final day. I know that for sure. Final day is against Man City. That is where I think we might have to win that one if we want to get ourselves the actual securing of Europa League football. So Wolves is the opponents. Then it's, I'm not entirely sure. We move into that in May. But I know for a fact we have Arsenal next, then it's someone else, and then it's actually Man City. Oh, Newcastle. Newcastle up next. There we go. So that's our last 4 games. We have Wolves next, then Arsenal, Newcastle, then Man City. Trying to secure ourselves some Europa League football. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again for the next episode in the series very, very soon. Stay tuned for more, guys. You don't want to miss it. What's going to happen? I have absolutely no idea. Until next time, adios.